The flu is starting to hit Franklin County hard. Why the county's public health director says staying away from other people might not be such a bad idea.
Quite a scene at a Central Kentucky gas station tonight when a car crashed into the building. What investigators think happened.
Police tell us they found some disturbing things inside a man's car after they arrested him for indecent exposure at a Rowan County shopping center.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening. The message from doctors tonight: if you're feeling sick, stay home. The flu, strep throat, stomach bugs, all of that continue to take their toll on people around the state.
Now, 5 school districts have canceled classes because so many students and teachers are getting sick. Anderson County, Bergen Independent, Lawrence County, Menifee County, and Wolfe County schools will all be closed the rest of the week. In Franklin County, a church canceled services tonight because so many of its members are sick. Garrett Weimer has our top story at 11.
Whether or not it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, for a lot of people who get sick around the holidays, it's beginning to feel like it. Here in Franklin County, the public health director says they've confirmed 21 cases of the flu in the last week alone.
So we're up to a total of 33 cases now for Franklin County. And again, remember, those are laboratory confirmed cases, so there's probably actually more than that.
Bell Point Baptist Church canceled Wednesday's services because of sickness. The church's pastor says it's the flu and just general winter yuckiness. The public health director here in Franklin County told me it's smart to cancel services like this if a lot of the congregation is sick.
That is exactly what CDC recommends, what public health recommends, that if a large number of people are sick, then we need to practice that social distancing, where you do stay home and keep your germs to yourself. And we always know there's going to be that person that wants to persevere and go out even when they are sick. Oh, it's not that bad. And so that's why I would applaud that church for canceling their services until, most of the congregation is better.
Mattingly says the important thing, it's still not too late to get a flu shot. In Franklin County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
The public health director says flu season typically peaks in January, but with the growth they're seeing in cases right now, there could be 2 peaks this flu season. Janitors at Bergen Independent School spent the day cleaning that building. Yesterday, the superintendent says student attendance dipped to 80%, so school leaders canceled classes for the rest of the week. They hope a longer Christmas break will help get everyone healthy.
We just felt that we did not need to expose any more of our students to the germs.
Once again, 5 school districts will be closed the rest of the week because of illness. Anderson County, Bergen Independent, Lawrence County, Menifee County, and Wolfe County.
Tonight, workers at a Lincoln County store have a big mess to clean up because of a crash. It happened at the Valero gas station on US 27 in Stanford. Police tell us a woman in the parking lot hit the gas pedal instead of the brake in her car. The car ended up crashing right into the store, as you can see in these eyewitness pictures. Police tell us that no one was injured in the crash.
Some colder air has settled in across the bluegrass, and you may notice a few snowflakes flying around tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at your forecast. How about it?
Yeah, Amber, a very cold evening, and that's kind of setting the stage for a little system to try to make a run at us as we go into very late tonight and for your Thursday. That one has a chance of spitting out a few flakes and maybe a touch of some frozen stuff to our west and south especially. Let's get into it. Wind chills this evening at times trying to dip into the upper teens. Currently feels like 22 degrees in Lexington with thermometers that are into the mid to the upper 20s as of now. That is important because look what is streaming in from the west. That's a healthy supply of moisture. If you were with us earlier tonight, we said that radar would be awfully impressive. Now, the problem with that is that it's going to decrease quite substantially the farther east that it goes. The western half of Kentucky may see a nasty mix tonight of some sleet, freezing rain, and some snow. That may get all the way to the Interstate 65 corridor. Want to show you an up-to-the-minute hour hour-by-hour forecast as we roll through the overnight. This one is showing precipitation that is breaking out. Look at 3 a.m. and then look at the corresponding temperatures. This, by the way, this computer model isn't going to delineate where it thinks it's going to have frozen precipitation versus rain, so everything's going to show up in green. That's why we have the temperatures on there. Notice, though, that little trend, the farther south and west that we go, 7 o'clock in the morning. That could be a touch of some light snow, maybe a little sleet or freezing rain. So moral of the story, the farther west and south that you live, the better the chance you wake up to a little frozen precipitation. Guys, we'll come back and touch more on that and look ahead toward a very active winter pattern for Christmas week. That's coming up.
All right, Chris, thank you. Tonight, a man faces charges after police say he exposed himself to a child in a shopping center parking lot.
Moorhead police arrested Justin Thornton, and what they say they found inside his car makes this story even more disturbing. New at 11, Jordan Valines is tracking the investigation.
Justin Thornton is now here at the Rowan County Detention Center behind bars for allegedly exposing himself to an underage female while sitting in his car in a parking lot in Moorhead. The arrest citation for 26-year-old Justin Thornton of Salt Lick states that the girl called police around 1 a.m. Tuesday to report a man inappropriately touching himself while exposing his genitals in the Moorhead Plaza parking lot. Police soon located Thornton, who matched the earlier description, sitting inside his car in the Walmart parking lot near the entrance. According to the citation, the officer approached Thornton's vehicle and saw that his pants were around his ankles and his genitals exposed. All of this in plain sight of customers walking in and out of the store. The officer said that Thornton smelled heavily of alcohol, was unsteady on his feet, and speaking with slurred speech. When police searched his car, they found two very unusual items in the glove box: a butcher knife and duct tape. Police are continuing to investigate why Thornton was keeping those particular items with him. Thornton is now charged with indecent exposure, DUI, and possession of drug paraphernalia. In Rowan County, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Thornton is scheduled to appear in Rowan County District Court on January 7th. Tonight, we're tracking the investigation into a robbery at a Lexington home. It happened about 8:30 tonight along Burley Avenue. Police say that 3 men showed up at the home armed with 2 guns and stole electronics from the people inside. Police say after the robbers left, the victims followed them to the Lex apartments on South Broadway. Police searched that apartment complex but did not find the robbers. But police think everyone involved knew each other.
Tonight, an Eastern Kentucky family is dealing with 2 devastating losses. Last week, Tabitha Collett's home was destroyed by a fire. She lived there with her husband, Frankie Sizemore, and their children. Yesterday, Sizemore was killed in a crash in Jackson County while coming home from work. Police say his car hit a cattle truck head-on.
He had a heart of gold. He would give you his last anything if you needed him, and oh my gosh, he loved to make you smile.
He was a great father and a great provider. He was just a great person. He would give anything to anybody.
A GoFundMe page to help the Collett and Sizemore families has been set up. We have a link at WKYT.com. Police say the driver of the cattle truck, Jerry McQueen, was also killed in that crash.
Tonight, Sony Pictures is pulling the plug on its controversial comedy, The Interview. This comes after threats of violence. And federal investigators now say they have linked the Sony hacking scandal to North Korea's government. Chris Van Cleve has the latest.
We're going to North Korea! Sony Pictures canceled its Christmas Day release of The Interview, the controversial James Franco-Seth Rogen comedy about an assassination plot against the leader of North Korea. The nation's largest theater chains declined to show the film, following threats of violence from a group of hackers. Law enforcement sources tell CBS News the federal government has linked the weeks-long cyber attacks against Sony Pictures to state-sponsored hackers inside North Korea. In an online message Tuesday, a group calling itself the Guardians of Peace warned the world will be full of fear. Remember the 11th of September. Sony said it made the decision to pull the film with paramount interest in the safety of employees and theater goers.
I'd be laughing if it weren't kind of a sad day also for Hollywood. In the history of cinema, this has never happened where a major studio has said, we're not going to show a movie out of concern for the safety of the moviegoers.
This Times Square theater was supposed to host an advanced screening Wednesday night. As moviegoers showed up, they learned it had been canceled.
I understand it for the safety of the people.
Whenever you're forced to do something out of fear, it's just an unfortunate situation.
The interview is projected to make $30 million in its opening weekend. Sony has no further plans for the film. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, New York.
The hacking threats are the latest in a weeks-long cyber attack against Sony Pictures that revealed embarrassing emails about celebrities and top-secret scripts. It is an historic policy change. For the first time in more than 50 years, the U.S. and Cuba have diplomatic ties.
The White House says today's developments were a year and a half in the making, and the policy change was discussed when President Obama met Pope Francis last March. Today, the president talked on the phone with Cuban President Raul Castro.
We can do more to support the Cuban people and promote our values through engagement.
As part of the policy change, Cuba released Alan Gross, a former U.S. aid worker who spent more than 5 years in a Cuban prison. President Obama says he's looking to expand economic ties with Cuba and open an embassy in Havana. The U.S. will also ease travel restrictions to Cuba, but tourist travel will still be banned.
With just 2 weeks left in the year, Lexington police say they still have 7 unsolved homicides for this year. Police say that's a higher number than usual, but the number of total homicides, 17, is just below the city's yearly average. Police say they've had a tough time finding clues in the unsolved homicides.
In some of the recent cases that we've had this year, people are afraid to give us information, to come forward with leads, tips, anything that they may have in any knowledge of a case.
Lexington police are again asking for your help as they continue searching for suspects in these crimes. They say beginning next year, they will put all of the city's unsolved homicide cases since 1974 on their Facebook page and on their website. Tonight, Kentucky Fish and Wildlife workers still have some unanswered questions about a mountain lion they killed in Bourbon County. They told us they still have not figured out where the mountain lion came from. They're looking into the possibility that it was held captive before being found. Mountain lions are rare in Kentucky. The Wolf Run Wildlife Refuge in Jessamine County has been caring for a mountain lion for 13 years. Workers there say that mountain lions should not be pets because that causes them to lose their fear of humans.
Very, very poor choice to try and keep these animals like you would a regular domestic animal.
Fish and wildlife workers tell us they should know more about the Bourbon County mountain lion when lab tests return in a couple of days.
A new 16-story mixed-use building has been proposed for Lexington. According to our news partners at the Herald Leader, the building would include space for 200 apartments, along with stores and restaurants on the ground level. Here's a rendering of what it would look like. The development would be called Thistle Station. If approved, it would be built near the BCTC campus.
Some volunteers in Laurel County are making sure that children do not go hungry over the Christmas break. They're stuffing food into 1,000 backpacks for Laurel County's Backpack Club. The backpacks will be given to children at 19 Laurel County schools. Organizers say it's their way of telling those children that someone cares about them.
It just really grips my heart to think that there's kids that aren't as fortunate, that don't have the means necessary to go to the refrigerator or go to the pantry and pick out whatever they want to eat.
Family resource volunteers will pick up the backpacks tomorrow so they can be given to students on Friday.